The better the preparation, the better the work. The more efficient we are as an electricians. In return, quicker we can give you back your property fully rewired and safe. Monday morning, today we start an partially occupied rewire. And it's never easy. This is the video for you, my customer, so you understand what we have to do in order to rewire your property. Well, it's bang on 7 o'clock and the tool station is not open yet. I usually buy from Tool Station, Screwfix or CEF, but they're not opening early. I want to get to my client for 8 o'clock. It is open now, so let's go and get some shopping and off to go to my client. See you soon. Bristol traffics have never been kind. My team is already on site. The plan was for me to arrive first. Didn't happen, but anyway, Tom is on his way. Guys are already in the property, but my van is loaded with the tools. They've already picked up the keys and making their way in. They will actually go around the house now, check the markings of the outlets where the new ones, especially the new ones. The client wants the old ones to be just rewired. This is a great example for you, my dear client, to understand what a rewire means, especially when it's occupied because the client's furniture is all there. But the client has actually moved out for the period of these 2 weeks, allowing us to quickly go in and get everything done. If the property would be empty, it is very likely that it would take us about a week to do it. But because it's not, it's just that little bit much harder to move with the equipment around everything. We had an agreement that the client will put all of the furniture into the middle of the bedrooms because our plan is to lift the carpets from all sides, allowing us to lift the boards and do everything that we need to do. We'll see how well that was executed. I know these guys are really good. We've been chatting back and forth just to make sure that there's a good preparation. And that's the key. This will be also an educational video, so you understand what key elements are going into the rewire and how to protect all of your belongings. We are already in and the guys are already started taking the equipment in. But allow me to show you how the client has prepared the house for us. This is important. Here we are. I'm not sure if the carpets are going to be changed or not, but we got dust sheets just preventing the wet weather coming into the property. But here is the kitchen. So this is where the fuse board is, but that's going to get changed. That's the first challenge, because what we have to do is we'll need to vertically chase along the kitchen worktops and the gas. Does it come from under the floor? That would be ideal. Are there any pipes at any given point? Above us, there is a bathroom. So these are the risks we are taking. We can only assume the risk and take it from there. The client here has done an amazing job. They moved everything into the middle and put the dust sheets over the fridge as well, because we're going to rewire that socket and there is another one just there. There will be a new point here. As you can see, this is the kitchen. Let's move on into the bedrooms. Here is one of the bedrooms. The light is even not working here. So again, as you can see, this stuff is not in the middle because I've got a slightly different arrangement with this client for that room. So we're actually going for the socket here on the chimney, higher up. There will be a socket right there. There will be 2 sockets under this desk. But there's so much stuff that is fixed to the wall. I agreed with the client that we will chase on the other side of the wall in the hallway and bring the cables in. One for the socket there and one for the socket just there under the worktop. We can't even lift the flooring, so everything has to happen that will be dropped from the floor above. Off to the upstairs floors. I know there is a socket here and the client wants another one there, but closer to the actual door. So where they put a bed or maybe a desk or whatever, that's actually not in the way. And equally, you might have seen it what they did. They needed to have access for the rotor. They just drill that hole and feed all the cables. Not the best way, but we're gonna bring a double socket here for everyone to use. Here we come, that room. And this is where we are going to lift the floorboards, allowing us access to this floor and also dropping the cables down for the floor below. That's exactly how we agreed with the client to prepare the bedrooms for us. So there we go. This is a really good effort from the customer. Well done. And the final room, as you can see, quite a lot of stuff, but everything has been beautifully been put right in the middle. Nice. Well done.
That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
This is how the house is being prepared. Really well done for the client. Liam has been moving all of the equipment into the property. Let us get myself and the team settled in the property, checking what we need to take and what we need to leave, and move all the boards, and I'll show you how that's going to look like in a moment. Here we are, we've got our own dash sheets put in place. Pretty much all our gear is already here, even the stairs. We don't know if this is going to stay or not. What we must do is we have to lift this carpet on the landing, as this is the only way that where we have to just come with the cables from one end of the house to the second end of the house. Liam's already cracking on with it. Here we will move the carpet up in order to route our cables for this socket and the new one just down there. We use spray as is very visual, and once there is quite a lot of airborne dust, it's just easier for us to see this. Now I will aim to strip the fuse board so we can just crack on, not worry about any power affecting us. So taking this off, putting my temporary board on, and we run on the extension leads. Okay, let's do it.
A few moments later.
Okay, here we are. Temporary supply is already in. But why do we need to rewire? There are brown and blue cables around the property. Let me show you. Do not be fooled by the new brown and blue cables, because they are changing into the black and red. Someone has done work in the past, and very, very badly. Temporary supply, lights are coming off the just a 3-pin plug at the moment. We're going to start with the sockets, then we're going to make a move into the actual lights. I've got this like the daisy chain extension leads that's been done by my son. There's a video as he done it. We got plenty of extension leads. That's what we're going to do, is setting up different workstations. So like a charging stations, which might be actually on top of that tumble dryer. And this is it. Planning. Really, really, really important. Once you've got that all covered, like covered surfaces in the kitchen as they are staying, for the purpose of keeping this as clean as possible. Won't be dust free, but we'll do our best. Okay, let's make a move and let's have a good progress on this. Let's crack on. I can only tell you that it's coming close to the end of today's work, and it's a day one. Let me show you around what we have managed to achieve. Actually pretty good, but you will understand the state of the property as and when we have to do the access. We found a new challenge with the attic. It's pretty much fully bordered. The aspect what we want to do is just go with the cables up into the attic and then just drop them down to each light switch and light. It's not going to be as easy. Then I decided, okay, so we're going to open the ceiling up on the first floor. That's not going to happen as well, because the loft insulation on the ceiling is one of those loose type insulation. So if we were to cut open one strip in the bedroom, all of that thing would just come down. There is a solution. I'll show you when we are going to go up there. But anyway, today, let me show you. The chases has been done for the kitchens, as you can see in here. I trust that you can see very well. Here we are. We still need to burst into the first floor for the cables equally. One here, one there in the corner. We will jump over from that one to here horizontally. We continue to go up. The chase is done here for this socket, for that socket, and there we are. We are moving this socket over here, or actually it's going to stay there. Yes, pardon. The chase has been done, but we're actually going to go end up here with this socket. That was a change of plans. 2 boxes are already cut out. We've got already cables distributed for the ring upstairs. In all the properties, plaster and brickwork is not holding very well. There's a socket here. There is a socket on the other side right there exactly. As we are chasing here, we put vibration, and if the plaster is not really well adhered to the bricks, that's what happens. That's the nice slim chase for the lights. We are still able to put 3 cables here. So loop in, loop out, and switch line. As I was telling you, we chase socket on that side and the plaster burst on the other side. That socket will be cancelled. Then we've got socket here. We still need to gain access behind the skirting board. Okay, here we are. Floor is open. Please observe that this bedroom didn't have the actual carpet. So we lift the floorboards up in here. Obviously there's a chimney, so we will need to go around back on ourselves for this socket and that socket. Floor is open, allowing us to distribute the cables and into the actual socket like this. Over the other side, this is still in the making. The actual picture, it will look something like this, pretty much close maybe. There is the thing appearing here. Anyway, I told the client we will try to do as minimum damage to the bottom of that socket as possible. Here we are. Again, small chase just for the lights. We already threw into the loft. We're going to go in the loft at another time. Let me show you now the room that did have a carpet, like that one. So the carpet is just folded as much as we can. It's difficult because that was a small room and they've put a few stuff in the small room. But here, one of the larger bedrooms, all the stuff is in the middle. We left the carpet on that side because the joists are going that way. So we need to get access to every span of the joists to be able to feed the cables. This is the end of the day one. We went on very well. It was 3 of us. One of the guys is going away to do something else tomorrow. He's coming back on Wednesday. I wonder how many days it will take us to actually do this project. But as you can see, I left home and it was dark. I'm on my way home and it's dark again. But that's the beauty of winter months. That's the beauty of December everywhere around the world. Well, maybe not everywhere. If you can think of one place where there is still sunny at 5 o'clock in the evening, let me know. Brilliant day, hot day. I feel very tired. You were able to see the glimpse of what we have to do when we come to do the rewire. It is quite difficult to live in a property, especially if you think that you're going to stay upstairs while we do downstairs. The whole process, even just going down to floor, and the tools are everywhere. It's a great example for you to take the learning. If you're thinking about rewire, give us a call and we will explain the pros and cons of each arrangement and how we can help to get your project to a good start and efficiently through all phases of what we need to do. Thanks for watching. Give us a like and see you on the next video.